Just a simple text away. Jen lights up the day. We're talking about everything and all, having fun without any fuss. Hangout's fun, just Jen and viewers, respecting every laugh, so carefree, no nonsense stuff, only pure delight, chatting away in the evening. Movies to the stars above. Topics flow in the name of togetherness. Every laugh so carries a smile. Worth the respect it deserves. Hangout's fun, just Jen and viewers, respecting every laugh. No nonsense stuff, only pure delight. Chatting away in the evening. Hangout's fun, just Jen and viewers, respecting every laugh. No nonsense stuff, only pure delight. Chatting away in the evening.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's good. It's Humpty Dumpty Wednesday, ain't it? Hump Day Wednesday. Now, but we're going to try to finish this off today. I've been trying to finish it for the last 2 weeks and kept getting interrupted. So let's try to get this finished today so we can move on to a different topic. Okay? Where we left off was at number 19, the Lincoln Park. Where we left off on the 19th was the Lincoln Park. Trying to get the microphone the way I want it. Okay. It's one of Chicago's most tourist destinations and also one of its most haunted. And that's because it was always a zoo. It was a zoo and it was a cemetery back in the 1840s and 50s. The area that is now Lincoln Park Zoo, they named it after the president, was the final resting place for more than 35,000 souls. So underneath those different areas in the zoo where all the animals are bodies buried under them. And I hate when people do that. Most of whom were moved to another cemetery after the original one provided to be too close to the city's water supply. As you might imagine, disturbing the peace of thousands of bodies did not go over well. One parapathologist told Time Out that it was, without a doubt, the most active site I've ever investigated. Since the zoo opened, shortly after the bodies were removed, guests have reported significant signs of paranormal activity. So, with the zoo, which he ended up shutting it down because the zoo were actually not keeping up with the prior the regulations. They also had closed down when less people started coming in because of the paranormal activity. It does not report how what had happened. There was people seeing things, nothing like that. Nothing has been reported to this about the zoo. Now, I tried looking up this. I tried looking up the Lincoln Park Zoo. I have not found it yet. I looked on the government website. I've looked on different kinds of websites. And it's still, I can't find it. So, let's go here. So I was trying to look for it, thinking, we can get, really read into it, see what, exactly happened. So I will have to, if we want to continue on to that one, like to talk about that one more, let me know. And I will try to see if I can find it. Next up, we got the Mezpa Hotel, Tonopah, Nevada. Now, this hotel, I remember seeing documentaries on this hotel. There's reported, different people walking through the halls, different people talking. There's supposedly screams in there. So let's find out, what we got here in this one. Home of the famous ghost, the Lady in Red. The Mezpa Hotel in Tonopah, Nevada, opened in 1907 as one of the first luxury hotels in the state of Nevada. According to the local legend, the Lady in Red was murdered in the 5th floor hallway of the hotel and has continued to haunt the premises ever since. Wow. Now that I heard a little bit about it, but it never said Lady in Red. It just said a lady haunts the 5th floor, but never said it was Lady in Red. Since its renovation in 2011, guests have been able to stay in the Lady in Red suite and order the Red Lady Bloody Mary at the hotel's restaurant. So what in this one here, they say mostly the Lady in Red is, going around the hallways and stuff like that. There was one point where there was a physical touch If you lay in the bed, if you're a gentleman, you're supposed to be got physically touched by this woman, a massage or something, that sort, and always wait in the middle of the night and would scare the crap out of them till they, disappeared. And then that's when they were, notification, they made an upgrade to it. That's when they thought to honor her, they would make a drink of the Red Lady, Bloody Mary. So that's been, and from what I understand, it's still open to this day. I gave you that, some of the stuff that it still reports on it, heard wandering around, different stuff like that, which is pretty cool. It's like I said, I have not yet, but I'm going to one day, my wish list, go and take a tour of these places myself. Or whoever wants to come with me. Because there's a lot of places I want to check out. There's a hospital out here in Oklahoma that a paranormal group did. And they got pretty good evidence from this hospital. I'm still trying to get a hold of them. I haven't got a hold of them. I don't know if any of them are still around or whatever, but I'm trying. All right, number 21, the town of Sleepy Hollow, New York. As the setting of Washington Irving's The Legend of the Sleepy Hollow, New York, is a must-see paranormal destination. One of the more infamous spirits to haunt the town is the statue known as the Bronx Lady. Now, from what I remember from this documentary, and you're talking about a while ago, you're talking about a couple of years ago, yes, there was a lady that walked around and stuff, but they would try to catch something and they thought they caught something, but when I looked at the documentary in the picture, it didn't look like anything. Okay, the sculpture sits in the local Sleepy Hollow cemetery. Sorry, mine went blank. Where she either haunted you forever or comfort you, depending on how you treat her. So, in other words, if you go up to this statue and then you show her the respect, she's supposed to give the respect back to you. If you go up and you're mean and hurtful, she turns around and is mean and hurtful back. Now, I haven't heard anybody saying that I've not heard anybody say that it is, that anything happened. I haven't seen reports of it, but this is what the land, the people on the land, the ones that are taking care of it, is saying. So that'd be something to really look into one day. Next time I go back home, I see my friend, we go up to New York. I'm going to ask her if we could take a drive by this place and just get a feel for it. I know I went up there. We had went through the graveyard up there in New York, and I talked to the woman that fought for women's rights. You laid it, whatever for respect, you lay, something at her grave. I have every year, always the same routine. I wish I could have taped it, but I had her coming through on my device. And it was the awesomest thing you could ever hear. All right, number 22. We got the Pit Talk Mansion, Portland, Oregon. Yet again, Portland, Oregon. Yet again, Portland provides to be one of the creepiest destinations in the U.S. In 1912, Henry and Georgianita Pittock started building their dream mansion here. And this is the first time I'm hearing about this one. This normally I didn't hear about. I didn't see no reviews on it, no nothing like that. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. They enjoyed only, anyway, so they only enjoy it for a small amount of time, 4 years after moving in. They both died within a year of each other. Now a public landmark, visitors have reported smelling roses in the room without a present of flowers, and a childhood painting of Henry seems to move on its own throughout the home. Today you can pay a visit to the mansion turn mansion or museum to see if you can sense the spirit of the Pittocks. So yeah, I mean, that would be neat to see. That would be neat to experience, smell the roses, smell, different stuff like that. Actually, see if the picture does move the room to room to room. Okay, here's another one. I mean, I heard a little bit about this one, but not too much about it because it was low. Really didn't get that much experience or not much attention. It's number 23, the Queen Anne Hotel, San Francisco, California. What became the Queen Anne Hotel in San Francisco initially, hey, I'm doing a live show. That's what you want to know? I'm doing a live show. My bird's saying, what you doing? What you doing? Okay. Potentially served as an Equid school for girls in the 1890s. Those who stay in room 410 can perhaps these guys are trying to annoy me. But not annoying me, but trying to let everybody hear them that they're there and they're saying hello. And good morning. They think they haven't figured out how to say good evening or afternoon yet. When the guests, can perhaps catch a glimpse of the school late headmistress, Miss Mary Lake. Now, I heard stories about Mary Lake. I don't know if they're all true. But if this is the same Mary Lake, she was really, really mean to those children. Don't hold my word to it. I'm going to look up more just to make sure. It's like everything I'm reading from you is from a website. It's supposed to be a top 50 of every, haunted place, whatever else. Okay. They often find the lake has unpacked their clothes and made their bed, even in the afterlife. She displays a stunning amount of equette. So I don't know. The story with her is like one side saying that she was like roaming, and the other side saying that she was gentle. So that's gonna be one to sit there and really, really check out. Okay, the Buckspot Hotel in Deadwood, South Dakota. First established as a hardware store by Seth Bullock in 1876. This main street building is Deadwood was converted to a luxury hotel following a fire at the store in 1894. And apparently, Mr. Bullock hasn't left the premises since. According to hotel's employees, Bullock, who had passed away in 1917, is primarily there to ensure the hotel is still running in accordance with his values. Paranormal activity allegedly increased when staff members stand idle or start whistling or humming. If they do, he'll reportedly shake the plates and glassware and turn the shower on and off. Sometimes staff members will even hear the names that called out by a male's voice when no one else is present. Wow. That's something else. I mean, you got to remember, because sometimes these spirits are trapped in between dimensions, and they got to, the old saying goes that they have unfinished business to do. So until their unfinished business is done, then they can move forward. Otherwise, they're stuck here, or when Judgment Day comes, it gets decided they go up or downstairs. Okay, here's a favorite area, everybody's. Sallie House. Archson, Kansas, which Kansas ain't that far away from me. As the legend goes, the Sallie House was originally the home of the noble Archon physician, who also was patient there. One day he performed an emergency surgery before anesthesia on a 6-year-old named Sally, whose appendix he feared could burst at any moment. However, Sally passed away on the operating table, with her last memories being of a man she thought was torturing her. The story begins to spread in 1993 when a young couple rented the house and the husband was repeatedly attacked while his child and wife remained unharmed. If you're looking for a up close visit with Sally, you can participate in a self guided tour in September and October, or a guided tour or an overnight stay year round. So, Sally House, I mean, from what I understand, it's a little girl. She takes out her revenge on people that are males. And this has been documented from different people, even on what I trust is ghost hunters, Jason and his partner. Not the Jason we know. It's different Jason. It's on the they do Rotorua and stuff like that. But anyway, he had scratches on his back when he went down to the basement or he was up in the room. This little girl was, showing that her, she had pain and what she went through and she wanted people to experience it. And she, to this day, from what I understand, she still does it. Okay, the Whaley House, San Diego, California. The Whaley House has been a family home, a country court, a general store, a theater, a school, and more. But these days, it's best known as a haunted house. Over the years, many of the Whaleys died in the house, beginning with Whaley's 18-month-old son, Thomas, who passed away of scarlet fever. Many people still report hearing tiny footsteps, crying, or giggling in the building. But Thomas is not the only spirit that reportedly roams the halls. If you're curious to meet one of the many Whaleys who still haunt this home, you can tour the now haunted attraction. So that's one of the other places I want to go to, the Whaley House, because it does have so much activity in it. It does have a lot of, a lot of people and different stuff like that. If you need to see if one touches, stuff like that. Okay. This one here is in Arizona. I can't pronounce what the county's name is, but I can say what the park name is of it. It's Vulture Mine, and it's in Arizona. The Vulture Mine was created in 1863 when Henry Wickenburg discovered gold in the area, which in turn led to embellishment of the surrounding mining town of Vulture City. However, in 1942, the mine was shut down because it was illegal to process gold during the World War II. And quickly, Vulture's mine became the ghost town, literally. So they shut that down. They shut that place down, not letting anybody go in while the war was going on. They didn't want anybody touching it. Nothing. And I believe to this day, um, that gold is still sitting in there. And yes, it did become ghost town because with the different activity that goes on there and stuff like that, they had forced people to move out of their homes to go somewhere else because they didn't want anybody there. All right, here we go. According to the Arizona Republic Voices, orbs and other paranormal activity plagues the abandoned town. Most people attribute it to be suspicious hanging tree where it rumor that 18 miners were hung after seeing gold during the last 1800s. And while no official have backed up the legends, you're free to explore the abandoned monument, abandoned town yourself. So that's another one that's going to be on the bucket list. It's not lit. I just have it in so that way I can smoke later. But I thank you for asking the question. It's not lit. I just have it in my hand. That's it. Okay. We're going to get back to here. All right. The next one up here, number 28, is the House of the Seven Gables. Was made famous by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Novel of the same name, and while Salem is no stranger to spooky sightings, as the oldest restored home in the area. This is the Mecca of spiritual activity. According to the rumors, since the home was restored to its original appearance, spirits have been drawn back too. There are claims that varieties of shadows have been seen throughout the house, including a little boy and a female thought to be Susan Ingersoll, a former owner of the house or the home, and a cousin of the Hawthorns. Sorry, there's some words I can't say and some words I get mind freeze on. Interested in seeing the house or the haunted house in person. There are guided tours daily. Sorry about that. It's just, I gotta take a sip of my water. Okay. Put that back down. Just making sure I'm caught up with that. All right. Here's the next one. Poinsett Bridge, Greensville, South Carolina. Built in 1820, the Poinsett Bridge is believed to be the oldest bridge still standing in South Carolina. While it may seem just like a old bridge, there has been a history of unexplained occurrences there at night. According to the travelers' rests here, many locals claim they've been unable to start their cars when they go to leave the bridge at night, and then they see a light coming towards them, accompanied by a loud scream. It never fails at night to see and feel or hear something that would leave the most paralyzed. One Greenville native told the travelers rest here. So yeah, there was a woman that had gotten hit underneath the bridge. And if you're going to fast into the bridge, you actually do hear the scream. It's like the person is warning you, slow down, and stuff like that. Now, also is now they do little repairs here and there, but they don't do much of it because they don't want to touch the sculpture of it and stuff like that. But here and there, they'll like replace a little bit here and there of what they need to do to keep that bridge running and open for everybody. Okay, the print number 30. Yep, yeah, we 30 is the Crescent Hotel, Eagle Springs, Arkansas, or Kansas, whichever way you guys want to say it. There's two ways of saying it. I always say Arkansas. The Crescent Hotel is so warrant with the supernatural sightings. It's been dubbed America's most haunted hotel. Built in 1886, the hotel was publicized. The particular paranormal nature of the hotel was publicized in 1997 when Marty Ronek and his wife Ellis purchased the building. Ronek hired a medium, Carol Hoff, to read the building, and she rumored to have helped him discover a portal to the other side. Now, from what I'm understanding with this place, there is a portal inside. I think within the bathroom or the one hallway. But we'll find out here. To read the building, and she rumored to have helped him discover a portal to the other side. While you're free to stay at the hotel as a normal guest, there's also led nightly ghost tours during which the guests have repeatedly fallen fated at the same location that the supposed portal was discovered. So we pretty much, so they pretty much reporting that if you walk over this portal, something's gonna happen to you. I only stepped on one, I think on one portal over in Gettysburg, and just me, it made me a little bit dizzy, but nothing like major. We already did this. We came up that was a myth. It's the Pine Barrens, New Jersey. We have already went over this in the when I was with the asylum, and we all decided it was a myth. I mean, I still believe a little bit, but at the same time, it's truly a myth because nobody's actually really seen the actual New Jersey Devil. Okay, here we go. One little thing, I'm just going to read through it because we already discussed this one like many months ago. The most paramount legend regarding the section of land which spans more than 1 million acres in southern New Jersey is that of the Jersey Devil, a ghostly character that plagues the entire state. According to local lore, the devil was born in Pine Barrens. Native Deborah Lee found out she was expecting her 13th child. Lee cried out, "Let this one be the devil." And the offspring arrived. It was her 13th child, the New Jersey Devil, had leathery wings, a goat's head, and hoofs since its birth in 1735. Now, it's like I said, nobody's actually, I mean, you see pictures and drawings and stuff like that. And some people that you can tell they are people and not, what it's supposed to be. You see, there's no actual documentation that I have found showing of this baby, of anything. Okay, it was since its birth in 1735. Residents and visitors have reported seeing the creature in the trees and on the side of the highway. He kills livestock and terrorizes motorists. At one point, as much as 1,000 was offered for his capture. And to this day, nobody's ever catched him. People keep on coming up with these different, stories, different pictures, and different stuff like that, but it's never actually been really fully documented that it is. So, all right, number 32. The Red Onion Saloon, Skagway, Alaska. Opened in 1898, the Red Onion Saloon was an infamous brothel in Skagway during the Klondike Gold Rush. Visitors would come for hours to this hotspot during the summer. The most recognizable spirit here is Linda, a woman who worked in the brothel Visitors have reported hearing her footsteps as well as smelling the strong lingering scent of her perfume. Her presence is so strong, in fact, that the police were once called to check out reports that a figure was running down the hall and into what was once the Madame's room. But when authorities inspect the room, it was empty. So this woman is wandering around this room and worked out there and stuff. And I guess I passed away in the hotel there, or what they call it. But there's another place that'd be cool to see and go visit. Even look up even more. Okay, here we go. And I've heard about this story several times. My uncle even told me. New York Arkansas Theater, New York, New York. If you're interested in a Broadway show and a sexual scare, pay a visit to the New York New Atrium. There, I got it. Theater, where currently theaters flocks to see the musical Aladdin. The famous ghost who roams the theater halls is Olive Thomas, a former Singford Foyle's chorus girl who died during her Paris honeymoon in 1920. It's rumored that her spirits traveled all the way back overseas to remain in the place she loved to perform. Her presence is so well known at the theater that many fans of Thomas have tried to stow away after the show to get a glimpse of the ghost. So yeah, this ghost she was very famous. She was really sweet. And that's one of the theater that she likes to be at and stay in. But give me a little bit. I gotta take a little break, use the restroom, stuff like that. I'll play a song for you, and I hope you guys like it. It's not the Be Right Back song. It's something else. So, give me a little bit, and I will be back.
The world is heated with hate and taking the chances away. It deserves chances and bringing out the mistakes. It should be under a bridge and to be forgotten, given change and help people that are changed. Not judged by anger and grudges. People do change for the good and learn from the experience. But if you block, it doesn't help anyone that wants to good and show they can, but not given chance. Oh. No one's seeing it shows that you haven't grown or really have open heart and open eyes, or given any effect to want to see So many people that are being judged, being pushed in that corner, making them alone, making it feel no one cares. And don't wanna try anymore in my own experience. I make mistakes, then get turned away, leaving me to fight to show how many people really don't care. Wanna push aside, cause they don't wanna understand. Not all people wanna really help. They wanna put you in a place that they wanna keep you out of sight, and make excuses so that gets depressed more and be alone, thinking that they are good enough. Even now, misunderstanding, don't wanna be understood. I know this is how I feel now. It's just proof that people like to hang on to past, then move forward. And people just think people should get it and understand. No one ever wants restarts, just wanna live in the past. Or they give up, cause they don't understand. Everyone, people have different ways they learn or doing stuff. But when you try, they give up. I know I try every day. I'm sitting here, years rolling done, hoping one day I can get that chance of people seeing how much I do care about people and the good I do. Wanna keep doing, just need people to really wanna understand me. I'm not racist, I'm not against people who wanting to date or be with same-sex, exception never was, never will be. I'm not perfect, I'll make mistakes, I will learn one day. I hope this world catches up and open that door to let people.
Okay, I'm back. Gotta let it catch up a little bit. And why is it doing that? Ah. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. All right, let's get back to it here. Let's see here what is going on. It does this every darn time. It drives me nuts. There we go. There we go. Just took me a minute to figure that out. All right, so we're moving on to number 34. Calcasieu Courthouse in Lord Charles, Louisiana. Now this is going to come out real hard. Because I don't think they know how to write this one. But here we go, guys. Murmur Annie McQuintion, better known as Tony Joe Harry, is the only woman to ever be sentenced to death in Louisiana electric chair, which may explain why she still haunts the halls of this courthouse, where she spent time in holding cells before her death. She said to lock doors, dim lights, and mess with the electricity equipment. The locals are afraid of her. In fact, that according to the local news stations, they even have an unwritten rule where they don't mention her name in the building during election seasons out of fear that she'll miss with a voting process. So I've heard a little bit about this story. Apparently, I don't know if she was like in the witchcraft or something like that. I really don't know. Only heard a little bit. But yeah, this woman, she didn't want to actually. Now, this woman didn't want to actually do good for her town. She wanted to hurt her town. And the people of that town, I guess all got together and they did what they did. So she got had electrocuted, and from what it says here, she was electrocuted. It took her about like 20 minutes to pass on after the electrocution. All right, here we go. Number 35. Detroit Masonic Temple, Detroit, Michigan. Spanning 14 floors, the Detroit Masonic Temple is the largest Masonic temple in the world, built by George D. Mason in 1912. It's rumored to be full of secret staircases and hidden passages while he was building the temple. However, one legend says that Mason went bankrupt and his wife left him, leading Mason to jump to his death from the roof of the temple. Others say he died from old age in the safe confines of his bed. But what's for certain is that these buildings is planked by cold spots, shadows, and pranks that go unexplained. The finger of suspicion points to Madison. So when his wife left him, he went literally stir crazy. He tried everything to try to get his wife back and different stuff again. She did not want to return. So he decided to do either one or the other. There's two stories of it, but they just put them both out there. They didn't really look at it to what it was be. Okay. 36. Bering Point Cemetery, Salem, Massachusetts. Now everybody knows this one. It's almost like a recap on this one. The Burying Point Cemetery in the Stored Salem, Massachusetts, is rifled with the spirit of those involved in the Salem witch trials. Although none of the 19 exclusive witches are buried here, it was common practice at the time to bury their bodies near the point of execution. It's still plagued with paranormal activity. One of the most infamous hotspots in the area of the cemetery closest to Murphy's Pub and Restaurant on Derby Street. Past owners of the pub have reportedly seen a Victorian woman in a powder blue dress, as well as the apparitions of a boy with a picnic basket. Now, everybody knows, a lot of people know about this story. They know that this witch was hung because they believe that she had done a curse over Salem. They, they basically even killed her son. So they hung her by the tree and they had moved her to what area they wanted to move her to. But there's still times where you can feel her. Sometimes in the night you can hear the screams. If you're near the area where she had lived at, the house that she was actually in. The little boy, sometimes you'll see him peeking out the window of the house. A whole bunch of different stuff. I'm not trying to stay on WhatsApp too long because we got a lot here. 37 is up next. The Sheffield Island Lighthouse, Norwalk, Connecticut. Completed in 1868, the lighthouse that still stands on Sheffield Island has seen some odd, unexpected occurrences. Archaeologist Karen Orsky was working on the site in 1991 when she claimed that she heard hypnosis and mysterious music with no apparent source. And a long-time paranormal research, Christine Casasini, said that appears to be the spirit of the young girl, Abby, trapped on the island by the spirits of two fighting adults, according to San Diego Paranormal. If you're interested in meeting Abby yourself, the island hosts a haunted lighthouse tour every year. Now, I don't remember hearing about this lighthouse, so I'll have to do more research into that one, like maybe next time, talking about it. All right, number 38. Fort East, Montreal, Key West, Florida. The Fort East Montreal LO had originally been built as protection during the Civil War era. But if you visit it now, it's where you'll find what is purpose the creepiest doll on the planet Earth. Robert the Doll, which Robert the Doll is now at the museum where Ed Warren and his wife were living at, which is taken over by another owner now. He's still down in the museum, down the off to the side there in the shed. Yeah, he's been cased up in there for a lot of years. Okay, Robert the Dog. He dressed in a sailor suit, but his face is deformed with hole-like scars, no nose, black beard, eyes. It's said that Robert was first given as a gift to the young Eugene Robert Odo in the early 1900s. Since then, Robert's been involved in some downright creepy stuff. Eugene's parents said that they often heard Eugene talking to Robert and getting a response, and witnesses the doll speaking and changing his expressions themselves. And when Eugene died in 1974, a young girl who had moved into the home with her family found Robert and was excited to have a doll to play with, until she started to claim that Robert was alive and wanted to hurt her. Now locked up on display in the Fort East Martello Museum. It still doesn't seem like Robert's torment has stopped. But if you're doubtful, you're free to check out things for yourself. Now, Robert was moved. He's at the Warren's Museum with Annabelle. So that I do know. We all, if you go to the Warren site, they'll show you. Yeah, he's there now. While they got the Honorary Parker House, Boston, Massachusetts. While the Honorary Parker House is full of historic significance for Boston, it's most well known for the reputation as one of the Beantown's most haunted hotels. According to Sam Blattress in The Ghost of Boston, it's haunted by none other than Harvey Parker himself, who is said to still roam the halls of the hotel he built. I first heard about the ghost of Harvey Parker when I began working here in 1941. A longtime bellsman, John Braham, told the Boston Globe in 1992 they used to say he roamed the halls on the 10th floor annex, and there were many stories, but one in particular happened around 1950. An elderly woman guest insisted she saw a apparition outside room 1078 at first. It was misapparition in the air. Then it turned into her. She said it was a heavy set older man with a black mustache. He just looked at her, then faded away. She came downstairs a bit jittery, and security went up to the 10th floor. They checked it out, but reported they could find nothing. So there's another one that you can go check out. Okay, now this is Lola and I Palace, Honolulu, Hawaii. The Loani Palace is Hawaii's own royal residence. Excuse me, guys. But it's also a place of ghostly preparations. Deemed a Natural Historic Landmark in 1962, the palace was built in 1882 and was home of the Hawaii's last Regina what is it? Marchart. King Kalkuka and his successors and sister Queen Lily Lukaani. I do apologize. Some of these names are hard to say. If you want to see the Queen yourself, even though she's long passed, just head to the palace grounds in the early morning. According to the Honolulu magazine, the palace security guards have confirmed that her ghost figure appears often in the morning. Wow. Now, Hawaii is on my bucket list. I do want to go over there. I do want to really go over there. It is. It's one of the perfect places. I've dreamed that since I was little. The Anime Valley Horror House in New York City. Now, I've watched the movie of it. I don't know. The movie tried to capture what was going on, what they have heard from the rumors and stuff like that, what's going on in the house. But I don't think they did it. I don't think they did it right. That's my opinion. Okay, here we go. No, it's not just a successful horror movie. The actual Annabelle Horror House lies just outside of New York City in the town of Amityville, Long Island. Wonder if this is one of them that Nuckins went to. In 1974, Ronald J. Depot Jr. murdered his entire family while they were asleep inside the house. It was purchased by the Lutz family a year later, but they left less than a month in because of the unsettling paranormal activity present. They claimed to smell strange odors noticed green slime oozing out of the walls and saw a pig-like creature with red eyes staring down at them. They also said that the stepfather George Lutz woke up every morning at 3 a.m. at the same time D4 carried out his murmur. But there was other stuff. I mean, they're only giving like a clips of what all the stuff is. There was other stuff that happened in the house. There was where the people that had moved in, the father got thrown across the room, thrown down the steps. If I remember correctly, they had a child. The child was being talked to by the ghost. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff that happened in that house. And it's, yeah, creepy. The Ohio State Refinery is the background of the 1994 film, The Shawshank Redemption, and the building has a creepy history itself. For 94 years, it stood as a working prison where nearly 154,000 inmates came and went, but some never left. The third floor is one of the most haunted, and people say it's here that they see shadowy figures, hear voices and footsteps, and just having an eerie feeling of never being alone. Other areas that people are warned to avoid, according to the Ghost Hunts manager Scott Dukel, are the sub basements, the chapel, the west attic, the admission basement and mid basement, east and west side or west cell blocks, and the solitary confinement hole where many prisoners took their lives. So there's a lot of homicides and different stuff like that in this prison. And believe it or not, it lives right across the street from residents, residents' houses and stuff like that. That I do remember. And hello, Terry. Anybody that keeps popping in, popping out. Hello. Open. Okay, this is this Grove Park Inn, Asheville, North Carolina. Opened in 1913, the Grove Park Inn was built by medicine maker Edwin Wheely Grove, who moved to Asheville after hearing rumors of the healing powers of the town air. While the inn has been visited by many famous figures, including F. Scott Fitzgerald and former President Barack Obama. Wow. The most long-lasting guest is the mysterious Pink Lady, still haunting the halls today. Legend has it that a woman wearing a pink gown fell to her passing from the 5th floor. In 1995, the inn's owner decided to hire a paranormal investigator to check things out, and he concluded that the pink lady okay that the pink lady spends most of her time in room 545, 2 stories above where she supposedly fell to her passing. So if you're ever in town and want to spend time with the pink lady herself, check out the room and get close to the ghost. So apparently, this one's supposed to be a true one. I heard many people talking about it. There's times where you can see her, an apparition of her, and there's times where you just see an orb. But never hurt anybody. Never hurt anybody. Okay, number 44. We're almost done here, guys. Number 44 is Don Cesar Hotel, St. Pete Beach, Florida. Built during the height of the 1920s Jazz Age, the Don Cesar Hotel is known for creating um, for serving to the rich and famous. It was built by Thomas Rowe as a tribute to his long lost love, Lucinda. And it said the heartbroken Rowe has never left. Guest report seeing a man wearing an old-fashioned banana hat and white summer suit who disappears when approached. And hotel employees have reported strange happenings on the 5th floor where Rowe had lived and mysteriously knocked on the door and no one there, and swinging doors open by themselves. Now, if this is the room, I think it is. It was caught on film of the door opening and then closing. I never said it was mine. Don't even start putting words in my mouth. I'm reading because you know what? It's interesting. And it's getting out there for other people. Don't even start. $45. Peyton Ralph House, or Randolph House, Williamsburg, Virginia. Though it has been restored several times over the years, the Peyton Ralph House, or Randolph House, was originally built in 1715 and is one of the most historic buildings still sitting in Colonial Williamsburg. It's also sometimes referred to as the most haunted house in the U.S. According to the Colonel Ghost, every year on their ghost tours, guests have passed out or had medical issues when coming up on this home. It's estimated that nearly 30 people have passed away in the house. Since it was first built and many of their ghosts have never left, even Marquise del the body or the body, yeah. The famous French general on the American Revolution is reported to have felt a supernatural presence in this. Presence in the home, writing, considered himself fortunate to log in the home of a great man, Peyton Raphael. Upon my arrival, as I entered through the foyer, I felt a hand on my shoulder. It nudged me as if intending to keep me from entertaining. I quickly turned, but found no one there. You got problems? Go over to Jason's channel and talk to Jason. West Virginia Penitentiary, Montville, West Virginia. The West Virginia Penitentiary was decommissioned in 1995, but that hasn't stopped the rumors about this 1876 building being haunted. According to the Charleston Gazette-Mail, at one time it held 2,000 prisoners, even though it wasn't designed to hold even half that number. Not only that, but many state-sponsored executions were held in the building before the state abolished the passing penalty in 1965 and instances of violence and murmur among prisoners were common. It's said that because of the violent history, many tortured souls who died behind the walls of the penitentiary have never left. Former caretaker and now tour guide for the building is Tom Slates. Told the Gazette-Mail that even inmates used to complain about the penitentiary's paranormal presence. That is one jail that is creepy. It looks like it's up in shape, but keeping the original. The very top of it, it looks like, how castle would be. Still has the original bricks to it. Okay, number 47 is the Blacksmith Shop, New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans is with ghost stories, and the Blacksmith Shop is no expectation. It was built during the late 1700s and is one of the oldest That was never fucking posted like that. What? Knock it off. I didn't realize you were back in high school and when you put words and bullshit stuff up. Grow up. And is one of the oldest buildings still standing in the French Quarters. It said that pirate Jean Lapetty, who called the buildings home in the early 1800s. Well, he doesn't interact with guests. He often seen standing in dark corners staring at people, which is more creepy in our opinion. There is also rumored to be a female ghost who haunts the second floor of the shop. Though no one knows her background, but the hauntings is the building are so common that the shops even encourages visitors to send in their haunted stories and pictures so they can share the tale of paranormal activity online. Okay, dude, you deserve a timeout. We ain't pulling this shit. Until you come in my chat and be respectful and doing what you're doing, think about it. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I had to take care of some business there. Okay, so we're at number 48. We got 2 more left after this, and we should be done with that. And then we'll have 25 minutes. So if you want to talk, we can talk. Built in 1892 by William Coho, the Coho House originally haunted the Godetti Funeral Home. So it's not very surprising that the passings have seemed to stick around, especially in Georgia's oldest city. But ghost experiences most visitors report are the sounds of children, which could be the result of the many children who have lived in the home over the years. Guests also reported smelling old perfume in the hallway and feeling of someone touching them while they sleep. If you're curious about interacting with the ghost yourself, you can stay at the Now Bed and Breakfast Hotel. Okay, now here's one that's all, this lighthouse is like out in the ocean. Way far from land. It's the Ledge Lighthouse. Sits out in the Thames River off the New London Harbor in Connecticut, where it was completed in 1909. It's said to be haunted by a ghost referred to as Ernie. Now, Ernie was the light. Now, this I do remember. Ernie is a lighthouse, lighthouse person. I got the two mixed up. The other one, I thought this was Ernie. It was Ernie. No. Ernie's in this. Ernie's here. So I kind of got confused on that. My bad. Harbor in Connecticut, where it was completed in 1909. It's said to be haunted by a ghost referred to as Ernie. Yes, I know, I reread that. It's because I wanted to make sure I was correct. Who many believe to have been a lighthouse keeper in the 20s or early 30s. According to the astonishing legends. Really? You tell them. It's rumored that Ernie's wife ran off with the ferry captain while he was working at the lighthouse. So he climbed to the top of... Oh, the one... Jason just went live now. So if you got a problem with Jason, go take it up with him. Gotta let you know. Ernie's wife ran off with the ferry captain while he was working at the lighthouse. So he climbed to the top of the building and jumped to his passing. Despite the details of that tragedy, Ernie is apparently a helpful and playful ghost. So this may be one haunted place even the ghost verses will actually want to explore. Yeah, Ernie, from what I understand, he was one that did that. And he still does work the lighthouse from what I'm understanding. Okay. Alcatraz. There's our 50th one, our last one tonight. Then we can move on to something new. Alcatraz, San Francisco, California. Notorious for being a hardcore prison for some of the most infamous criminals, including Al Capone and George Kelly. Alcatraz was built to break the spirits of even the most rebellious criminals. According to Wild SF Walking Tours, so the fact that many prisoners' tortured souls still remain here is no surprise. Cell 14D. Is said to be one of the most haunted, as it's where prisoners were sent for punish. It's rumored that one prisoner was found strangled in this room after screaming that a creature with glowing eyes was trying to murmur him. The night before his passing, visitors also say they've heard crying, moaning in cell blocks A, B, and C. The one psychic beginning to encounter a malevolent spirit named Butcher. Good name. the same nickname as a man who was assassinated at Alcatraz in 1940. That's interesting. That will have you sleeping with one eye. That will have you sleeping with one eye. Check out. Boo! This is the most famous ghost stories in your state. And that is it of that. Now, where I got this off of was called Best Life, bestlifeonline.com. So far, I like the stories out of it and different stuff like that. It also has a audio version, for this, for people that need to hear it. So check it out. Again, it's bestlifeonline.com. All right. Now, since we finally got done with that one, Friday, when is Friday anyway? It'll be the 22nd. I'll be thinking about it, what to do on Friday. There's so much we can go over, so much we can do. Just give me a little bit of time. I had like one day to think about it. But whoever didn't hear, my cousin made a song for me, which I don't know if you guys, I know I did it on Monday, or something, but anybody else that didn't hear it, I like what my cousin did. Give me a second here, I'll play it. Here we go.
I know you got your problems, but that don't mean you have to solve them on your own. I know it's hard to hear when you got people that you care about all gone. I know that it ain't easy when you're dealing with the fear of being alone. But if you don't know nothing, know that I care. Know that I care. If you don't know nothing, know that I care. Know that I care. Know that I care. Know that I care. I know that people doubt you. I know you have your doubts about you, but they're wrong. I know you're feeling nervous. I know you're wondering if you deserve this. You do. I know you've been through so much. You've been hurt so much, and you don't want to. I know you, I know you, I know you. But if you don't know nothing, know that I care, know that I care. If you don't know nothing, know that I care, know that I care, know that I care, know that I care.
Okay, that was one song that my cousin did. God bless her. And that's what's keeping me moving right now. She's proud I'm doing streams. She's proud I'm trying to do stuff. And she said, you're going to have those people that are going to try to run you off, run you down, ruin you, different stuff like that. But stay strong. And I have been. And I'm going to turn off my camera so that way I don't overheat the whatchamacallit? My computer. My computer will overheat, even though I have a fan running. Let's see. I just had a hectic day yesterday. I was helping out a friend of mine. Her dog got out. She didn't realize her fence got hit with the tornado because she lives across town. And what it did was it bent it so her small dog can get in and out. So we went spending and doing that yesterday till it started raining, and then we stopped. But we got it home. We found it and got it home. So it was a good ending. It took till 6, 7 o'clock at night. But yeah. Damn. And we're doing pretty good. I'm keeping my head up high, trying to keep my head up high. Getting through what I need to get through. It sucks I had to time somebody out today because he wanted to act like a jackbutt in here. then decided to pull my full name out there, which that's doxing, dude. Wow. Even though I have it on my page, but still. It never surprises me how people act. Never surprises me. But we do have fun. But Friday, I got, I'll come up with either we'll come up with a topic or we'll do something. Maybe play a game or something like that. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Or we go more exploring around and seeing what else that's see what else is attractive and stuff like that. But yeah. But we got like 7 minutes left. I am going to go over and tell you if you are live. So you have your choice of going to where you want to go. Okay. Milky's live. Bela Frill Reacts is live. Chantel Gucci is live. Corlani Jordan is live. Orange Cat is live. Locale Live is live. Kiwi Tapes is live. Elizabeth Richardson is live. Temporary Windows is live. Chi News is live. MFN is live. T Morse is live. Supernatural Crime with Nikki is live. Chaos World is live. Aki Weather is live. Locale Alpha is live. Jinxie's live. Of course, Jason's live. Jason Godet. Bill's Lomatani is live. Possum Run Homestead is live. The Jimmy Dore Show is live. Kuta is live. The Outer Middle Show is live. Asper Media, that's live. Sean Made You Live. H3 Broadcast live. And Taxi is live. So there's your different choices where you want to go. I hope you enjoy them. But you get to choose. That's how it's always been on here. But I hope you all have a good night tonight. Be safe out there. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. Yeah, please be careful because the weather has acted really, really strange. So I'm going to end this. I will see you all on Friday I'll figure out something and we'll just go from there. Love and hugs. See you next time on the flip side.
It's that time, the sun fades away. Remember moments shared through the day. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays glow from 4 p.m. till stars start to show. Spread the smiles, don't turn away. You never know when they might need to stay. Love and hugs till next stream. Don't miss a note or a single dream. Hit that like and share the joy. Be there in time for every girl and boy. Stay kind, lend a hand, always be there, make a stand. Help those ready, have no fear, a friend in need, always need love and hugs till next stream. Don't miss a note or a single dream.